By the time Alexander had reached Egypt in November of 332, he had been on the road campaigning in Asia for about 2.5 years. He had covered 1,800 miles.
Egypt is one of the most developed territories in the Mediterranean. And so Egypt is absolutely a vital prize for Alexander to capture as part of his conquests.
It's been over 3,000 years since the great pharaohs built the pyramids. And since then, Egypt's seen 30 dynasties of pharaohs come and go.
But in the more recent history, Egypt's power has waned, and it's been controlled by the Persians since the 6th century.
The Egyptians had never accepted Persian rule. Just about every single generation had tried to rebel, tried to throw the Persians out. So with Alexander having defeated the Persian king himself at Issus, he is already a celebrity upon arriving in Egypt.
Our envoy returns. Still alive? That's a good sign. What do they say? They will welcome you. And they want to crown you pharaoh. A god on earth.
In January 331 BC, Alexander becomes pharaoh of Egypt. It's the fulfillment of his supposed destiny as a divine being.
Now, a pharaoh is a king, of course, but the pharaoh is actually equated with the god Osiris. Alexander is, in effect, being acclaimed as a god.
So all of this seems to be playing together. The stories that his mother has told him, that he has this divine background, this divine ancestry.
Alexander has burning questions. At 24 years old, he has made conquest after conquest without any defeats. And so now he wants to know, am I really the son of a god? Am I really a god myself?
In February 331 BC, Alexander embarks upon an extraordinary pilgrimage. 350 miles through the desert to the oasis of Siwa, near the border with modern-day Libya. Here he will meet the oracle of the god Zeus Amun.
For the Greeks, the Egyptian god Amun was seen as an embodiment of Zeus in a different country.
The oracle at Siwa is perhaps the closest that Alexander can get to an actual mouthpiece for the god Zeus himself.
Alexander is going without a military purpose. This is an entirely personal trip.
Alexander is very mysterious about what the oracle tells him. When he comes out, he won't talk about it.
And the truth is, we don't really know what happened. We pretty much can guess that Alexander believes that he's been told that he, in fact, is a god.
And of course, he believed increasingly his own propaganda, his own myth that presented him as divine and as unstoppable, as invincible. And once you believe that about yourself, there are no boundaries.
Before resuming his campaign against Darius, Alexander demonstrates his power by building a new capital city for Egypt.
Alexander decides that he wants to build a permanent Greek colony on the Egyptian coast. He's going to name this city after himself, Alexandria.
Alexandria will someday become a center for science and learning, the trade capital of the entirety of the Mediterranean Sea.
A place where all sorts of different people can come together. Egyptians, Greeks, Jews, everybody.
It will be home to 2 of the 7 wonders of the world. The lighthouse at Pharos and the Library of Alexandria.
Alexander only stays in Egypt for a few months, but his effect will be felt over the next few centuries as Egypt becomes a true cosmopolitan nation because of its introduction to the greater empire that Alexander will found.